A few years ago, I reviewed Insidious Chapter 3, and that was a movie people actually liked. A lot of people I know like that movie. A lot of people, you guys, like that movie. For some reason, or just my opinion, I don't like the third one at all. Like, I think it's pretty trash, to be honest. Just being honest here. I do not like the third one. So going into this one, I was not really pumped. I wanted to see a good scary movie, and I was hoping it was better than the third one, and I feel like I'm about to get the same reaction from the third one. Insidious, The Last Key. As I said in my intro, I walked into this movie not super excited, but I went with a group of friends. It was great. There were people getting scared, jumping. That was funny reactions. I had a friend right next to me get really scared and just jump a lot, which was great to watch. But overall, the experience of this movie is definitely an A+ material, because that's the perfect kind of audience you want in a scary movie. People jumping, people dropping stuff, people laughing, like, you want that. The movie itself, though, it's not the best movie ever, but I do like it more than the third one. Listen, I like this movie in a lot of ways, but I'm not gonna lie, there are some terrible scenes, and there are some creepy, great imagery scenes, but for the most part, Insidious Last Key is not a good movie in my opinion. It's an okay movie, and I feel like I'm about to get the total hate like I did in the third one. So basically this one is about, it's another prequel. It's set before the first one. This one definitely tells you it's before the first one. And so in this one, she has to go back to her original home, whatever it gets called. This guy's like, hey, you come to this house, it's being haunted. She finds out it's her original home. Some stuff went down between her and her mom and her dad especially. And she's going back to this stuff, and this really creepy ghost with 5 keys as a hand is haunting them. And there's other reasons why it's haunting, and it's a scary haunted house movie. It's January. It's not the movies that are going to be amazing and remembered for the rest of the year unless it's Split. But this movie, I thought for the most part, was a good haunted house jump fest. Enjoy yourself. First things first, the directing is good. It's actually good. The directing, the cinematography. I love the setting because it's like set where this house is next to a prison where people die and get electrocuted. And when they go back in the past, it shows that, and like it's really creepy. It has that weird, like, creepy setting. So I liked that. I really did. I liked how the ghost and how the spirits are like dead prisoners. I like that stuff. But for the most part, this 5-handed key monster, when they showed it, I did not get scared at all. I was like, well, there's our monster. The disappointing face of the monster is very, very disappointing in my opinion. I did not like the face. Just like the third one, I did not like the appearance of the ghost. But for the most part, the keys were kind of creepy at times. There was great shadow scenes of the camera moving and like a person standing and the shadow stays. That was some cool stuff. Again, the directing and cinematography were really good in this one. And I feel like I might get really hate for this one. But the main woman, the old woman, I thought she was terrible in this one. I'm sorry. I thought she was god-awful how she delivered her lines. She talks like this and saying, how do I look? And, oh, guys, we gotta go in this house. We're going to stop it tonight. And there's one part where she wakes up and she's like, you can't kill me that easy. Like, it's just, and then, like, there's one scene where she's all happy and she has her 2 friends. She's like, I call shotgun. Like, she was awful in this movie. I thought she was absolutely terrible how she delivered lines. It felt like she was reading off the script, trying to talk very smart, but reading off a script. And the comedy is seriously terrible in this movie. These 2 guys are trying to hit on these girls the entire movie. A few times I chuckled, but for the most part it was terrible. It was almost cringeworthy. It was terrible comedy at times, and I did not care for it. She also has a brother in this movie who's pointless, and you see him as an old man. He's just pointless. He's there just to deliver his daughter so they can hit on him. And there's this side story that comes out of nowhere between the owner of the house and the daughter of her brother or whatever. There is a story, these 2 characters, it just comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, I guess we're doing this now, or oh, we're doing this now. I didn't feel this movie had a full-on story. Yes, there's a connection between everything there is, but it felt so left out of field, and this is a tiny minor spoiler. There is a scene that does connect to the first one in some sorts of ways. I really didn't like, it felt so unneeded. Like, I did not need to see, like, oh, that's the first one. Like, it felt so out of left field. Again, and the big question is the movie scary? It's got some jump scares that were effective at times. There's no, like, someone throwing a rock at a window. It's usually when there's a jump scare, it's the monster doing something, which is nice. And I thought the comedy, again, was really brought this movie down a lot. But for the most part, the directing was good, cinematography good, it had some good scary moments, and there was one scene where someone looks up into a window and it's a girl standing there. That was creepy imagery right there. Overall, it's a fun jump, get scared for a moment, but overall, it's so disposable, and I thought the acting was terrible. And I thought the two guys, their comedy, never laughed at them. Anyways, I'm gonna give Insidious: The Last Key a D+. I did not love this movie. I know for some reason I hate on these movies, and a lot of people hate me for doing that. I do like the first two. The first two movies are good, and this movie is trying to stay in chronological order in some capacity. The next one should be Insidious 3, the actual third one. Can we get James Wan back? That'd be so awesome if they got him back for the fifth one. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed my very first movie review of 2018. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.